Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well as always. Thank you for coming to my channel and checking this out. If you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. Um, so I like to pull cards and receive some guidance from my spirit guides, and I share it with you in hopes to help you with your life and what's going on within the world. Give you some peace and comfort as I do when I receive my messages. So I'm going to clear the air. So please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not everything is meant for you. This is a collective reading, so just take note in where your mind goes when I am talking about certain things. Not every detail is going to hit for you, but it might, spark you with your attention to somewhere within your life. Take that. That is where your guidance is connecting the dots for you. So when I set up my spread, I usually kind of tap into some overall theme energy. And today, really been honing in on trying to understand something that's been bugging me for the past week. And I've been asking and asking and asking God or spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, like, why is this bothering me so much? Why am I feeling so uncomfortable around this type of thing? So what it is I have seen within the past week 2 different people messing with my cards, looking at them, just observing them, some playing with them, some just looking at them. And I don't know, it's just it is rubbing me wrong this week. And one of the persons, normally it doesn't bother me. The other one, yeah, definitely does. Just because of the energy that the one puts on, I can feel it. It's intense. It's negative. I don't want that around my cards. The other one, positive, curious, excited. For some reason, it's still bugging me. And it's kind of funny because I do have a lot of earth in my chart. So I am, in a sense, very materialistic. Not that I need fancy things, luxury things. I'm very grounded within the material world. And certain things, I know where things are. I'm very kind of OCD. That's my way of control, is knowing where things are. And if they get lost or out of place, like, it really upsets me. Or if somebody takes something without asking, like my partner does sometimes, and I know instantly, and I'm like, where did it go? And it drives me crazy. But it's a different feeling though. This touching my cards versus like taking something without me knowing or asking. Because I was like, it doesn't feel the same. Yes, I know I'm weird about taking my things without telling me. I'm very weird about that, but this whole touching my card stuff or looking at them, it's different for me. It's an uncomfortable feeling, and I'm like, why is this bugging me? So as I was setting this up, I started to understand. So if you don't know, so cards are what I use to kind of hone in on the energy, the messages, the downloads that I am receiving from my inner spirit guides. Sometimes when downloads come in, they can be all over the place, and they can come in fast. They can come in whenever like in the wrong time, or when you're in the middle of doing something and I can't always get to like a video or be able to write. They come when they come. And So for me, having cards is kind of like a way of um, pulling that energy and those downloads, setting these intentions um, to bring it into like something tangible for me to like read off of. And each card has its own meaning based on who, you know, whose deck it is and what they created it. But you can always use your own intuition, your own way of reading based on your relationship with your spirit guides. So not every reader reads the same. Some readers read from the tarot book. I don't always. A lot of mine is more intuitive based on the messages that I'm getting. So anyways, when you have a deck, you're supposed to clear the energy of everyone else's and put yours in it. This is your deck. This is your energy. This is your connection to spirit. This is the way that you connect to the divine. So you touch them and you put your energy. This is you, because this is the connection, this is your connection with spirit. And when you have other people touching your decks, you are essentially, they're putting their energy onto your cards, and that can get in the way and in the mix of the messages and the resonance that of the guidance that you're receiving. So it can cause messages to come in a little off or a little chaotic or confused. It can affect the vibration of the cards. So it's super, super, super important to clear decks every time you use them. You need to clear that old stale energy, especially if they've been sitting for a long time. So I realized like that is what was bugging me, is like I had two different energies like coming into my space, to my sacred tool that I use to connect with the divine, just like pastors use the Bible. That is their tool to connect to the divine. They read passages and then they get their own understanding. I read a card, I get my own understanding, which is Six of Swords, which is all about thoughts and the way that you perceive things. And this is about tranquility being ahead. So there's clearness ahead. There's a clear path that is coming. It's which is something I've been struggling with for a couple months now, or for a while, is like understanding the path. And I said in one of my previous videos, like, I can't see past February. I know something's happening, something big is coming. There's a new transition, a new way of life, but I don't know what it is. And I've been asking for this clarity. What's the path? Where do I go? What do I do? What's the best path for me? Well, this is telling you the path is ahead. It's coming. There's tranquility ahead. There's peace ahead. So that's good news. So I guess we're gonna start pulling some cards. And hopefully I don't run out of space on this. It's telling me I'm already low on space, which drives me crazy. I clear so much off my phone all the time. So I'm going to have to get something new for that. All right. We have the Seven of Pentacles, reevaluation. So you're going to be seeing something different. This reminds me of like the Hanged Man. Seeing things a different way, reevaluating like your life and what you've been doing, what you want to do, what you see yourself, your goals, things like that. And that path is going to open up. It's going to get clearer. I feel like if you really focus in on what do you want and what do you not want, like really reevaluating your life, like setting intentions to focus on that is what opens up that clear path that you can see. Yeah, and there's a door, so opens up that door to that path. Ace of Swords, breakthrough and awareness. So, which is fun because these two cards are like the same coloring, purple, which is up here, crown, and above the crown chakra, I think it's one of the chakras that is all about your head and enlightenment and connecting to the divine. So this to me feels like a new sense of connection to the divine, something that you haven't felt before. It's this new, I feel like, so I was telling Spirit the other day, I was like, what's next after healing? I feel like for the last 7 years, it's been nothing but healing work. And I feel like I've gotten to a really good, stable place with integrating everything that I've learned and done all the work within my life. And now it's like, what's next? What's after healing? There's the culture right now within social media and everywhere. It's all about healing. But what's after healing? And I feel like that's that next step within connecting to Spirit. So that's the next evolution. What is that? What does that look like? We have the Queen of Cups, intuitive and sensitive. So it was me this past weekend in Costa Rica. I'm just kidding. And then we have the Four of Swords, healing and recovery. So that kind of just like, that just kind of tells me that the next thing after healing, because, you've built the steady, it's literally what I was just saying, that foundation, your steady, even though that looks like it could be toppled over, but that's a sturdy new tower foundation of, building those stepping stones to what is next. And that is the Queen of Cups, which looks like a lot of fun. She is the Queen of Cups. She is the feminine aspect of being in tune and in control of all your emotions, your feelings. Okay. So that is, what's next is really leaning into understanding your feelings, understanding what you're feeling. As a sensitive and empathic person, oftentimes, like earlier, I'm like, I know this feels uncomfortable, but what does it mean? Like, why? What is this feeling? So many people just know they're either happy or sad, but there's so many different other emotions within that spectrum that says a lot. So it's really honing in and understanding what each emotion is and what is it telling you. Your emotions are the language of of your soul, your body's telling you something. It's talking to you, it's speaking to you. So I think, this is really telling me next step is really learning and leaning into being that intuitive and sensitive person, really understanding your emotions and, understanding what you're feeling around other people, picking up, using your gifts to help others. Now that you've healed, oftentimes when you are not healed, there's a lot of clutter and chaos and crud that gets in the way, and it distorts your understanding of what you're feeling. So like if I'm with somebody and I'm working with somebody, a lot of times it was hard to sometimes do these card readings for other people because I was still working on a lot of stuff myself, and that got in the way of trying to really just not be biased or just focus on that person and what they need. So now they're telling me this is what's next, is being able to like shut my shit off so I can really focus and hone in on what the other people need and understanding their story, and not needing messages for myself through a message to them. Because I've also had other readers read for me, and it was like we vibe off of each other to where they're getting messages for themselves through me, and I'm getting messages for myself through them, and it's a give and take, or it's back and forth, but sometimes it just gets too chaotic, and a lot of things get lost in the translation or don't offer immense healing. So they're telling me this is going to allow for stronger, clearer, just kind of like psychic, like if you go to a psychic medium, just clear, like concise messages, healing for that person, especially when they come to you for help. Wow. That's pretty cool. I've always dreamt of that, but I've been so frustrated myself trying to lean into that because, again, I say, like, I would be doing it, but then I'd also be thinking about what's going on in my life, and I couldn't, like, cut that off because I was still dealing with my own stuff. And now it's like, now that healing is done, and it's like, now I can focus on the healing for others. Wow. So, Seven of Swords, deception and strategy. All right. So we are going to try to wrap this up because I think this is a huge message already, and I don't want to be too long. So I'm seeing breakthrough, big time. That is pulling me. Oh, and we already got that breakthrough and awareness, but I'm seeing it on my candle right now. So I feel like some of you watching, possibly you're curious on this kind of stuff. Yep. You're curious, and this energy is starting to feel like what the first person that was looking at my cards feels like, where they're curious, but they're curious in the shadow, like behind the scenes. They are curious, but like up front and face, they're very defensive and very nasty and very just nasty and rude about it. So I feel like this healing work that I'm doing, these cards will say, for an instance, it's like there is some curiosity, but there's a lot of hesitancy because of the negative perception of what these cards are and what they represent, especially when you're conditioned in a religious aspect. So I feel like the breakthrough and awareness is coming, and it's going to open up the path for a lot of us healers that have been on this path already to be able to like step in and help those that have been very defensive about this whole thing. Because this person that I'm thinking of, I've tried to explain, and they just don't want to hear it. It's like hitting a brick wall. You cannot get past it. They don't want to hear it. But I feel like there's some curiosity, and I know this world is shaking up right now, so it's gonna create some of that opening, cracks in the in the paradigm, cracks in the foundation where some light and some new things can come through, and that's gonna open up a path and doorway for people like me to be able to like share healing. Healing through whatever healing modality you use. Me, cards, energy work. Maybe there'll be something new that's offered to me that I can learn. I have learned Reiki 1. I'm level 1 where I can heal myself energetically. Yeah, so that's good news. I swear. Magician. I didn't even know that was in my hand. This is about yeah, manifestation tools and being the magician, being able to provide that that service, and then manifesting. It's your healing modality. It's yeah, Ace of Pentacles, wise investment. So this is like possibly becoming a business adventure, something. Queen of Swords, something that could potentially take off and become a business, a side business, or just people look at you as a wise investment, somebody that they really admire or somebody that they need in their life. Which, Queen of Swords, she is the feminine aspect of having mastered thoughts and perceptions. She is sharp and assertive. She knows she is good. She's got a hold of her thoughts and now of her emotions and her feelings, to where she's intuitive and sensitive, but yet she's quick-witted and quick to say the things that need to be said in each moment. This is reminding me a lot of the instance that I had the other day where I waitress on the side, and I had an older lady order a bowl of soup. She told me she liked it hot, very hot, and I said, okay, I will make a note, and I did. So that note shows up on the expo screen, and the guys who do the expo was supposed to make sure. It is also my job to make sure as well that they have it right. It's a group effort. I was back there, I was gonna bring out the soup, and it did seem hot. We all said, I think this is good. We brought it out, and she just started screaming and yelling at me about, this is not even hot, this is ice cold, and she slammed her spoon down, and she just went off on me, and I just stopped, and I put my hand on the table, and I stared in her eyes, and I said, I did not make this. This was Expo. I will go talk to them, and we will figure this out. I am sorry for this. And I just kind of like stopped it in its tracks, and she kind of just came out of it. Okay, she's like, it's just not that hard. And I said, I understand. I said, let me go talk to them and I will fix this. And so after a while, we tried, and, and then we had a conversation again, and she did calm down. Did she tip me good? No, but her bill was not very much, so that's okay, whatever, I'll take it. But, I could have fought her, with the same energy. I could have gave her back a nasty attitude. I could have. Or I could have took that and cried and went, and it ruined my night. But no, I didn't. I stopped. I realized what was happening, and I was able to handle it and be business and assertive. And we both talked about it, can't always make it that hot that you may like, because there is the whole McDonald's coffee thing where, people could sue us. You could sue somebody for it being too hot. And if you like it that hot, maybe you should make soup at home or get it to go and warm it up. I don't know. But